Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Washington Gun Law TV. I'm Washington Gun Law President William Kirk. Thanks for joining us. Illinois, we get to talk again. It's usually a terrible thing when I have to talk to the folks in Illinois because, well, their state government doesn't really give them a lot of good news. So far, and I will say it very quietly, the legislative session has been kind of quiet, but we know how things can pop up suddenly and rear their ugly head. You know, Attorney General Pam Bondi talks an amazingly good game. I've yet to see whether or not that bark has any bite to it. But one of the things we are aware of is that she has commenced an investigation into Los Angeles and Los Angeles County as it relates to scheming to delay concealed carry licenses. Well, if ever there was a state where perhaps the Department of Justice should take a very close look at how its citizens' rights are being treated, it would, of course, be the state of Illinois. Maybe that's about to happen. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, we'll break it all down for you here in a second. So today, let's talk about, is DOJ willing to save gun rights in Illinois? Why in the year 2024 should anybody even think about having self-defense protection? Because, 25 years ago, we would have never had this conversation. So what's different today?
Bill, we really saw a need a number of years ago when the volatility and divisiveness of our country started to change drastically. And we, by the way, are gun people protecting gun people.
Right.
We come from a significant gun background.
Right to bear, that's right. Legal protection for self-protection. Listen, good lawyers aren't cheap. Cheap lawyers aren't good. You're not truly prepared unless you have right to bear back you. You will always get an attorney-answered hotline, so you will always have a confidential phone call. There are no cap limits for either civil or criminal defense. This covers all forms of self-defense. So from a fist to a firearm, from a fat lip to a dead body, you are covered, and you will have some of the nation's most passionate 2A attorneys in your corner fighting for you. And right now, if you visit my friends at protectwithbear.com and you use the promo code WGL, you will receive 10% off. Listen, you need to protect yourself so that you can protect them. Visit my good friends at protectwithbear.com. Okay, Illinois and the rest of the country. As we know, Attorney General Pam Bondi issued a memorandum last week that said she was going to be commencing an investigation into Los Angeles County, and in a very braggadocious fashion said that this was only the first in what would be many investigations because we were going to get to the bottom of this trampling on our Second Amendment right. Well, listen, if ever there was a state that should be investigated by the Department of Justice, of course, it would be the state of Illinois, because what they do to their citizens isn't really any more evil than what some of the other civilian disarmament states do to its citizens. But how the state of Illinois inflicts these laws upon its citizens, well, they take it to an entirely different level. Well, listen, the story we're relying on today comes from Mr. Greg Bishop over at the Center Square. In Illinois, if you're not following Greg Bishop, what are you doing? He's the only one that's going to actually give you objective information about all the shenanigans going on in your state. We're going to link Greg up down below. But apparently, individuals from some Second Amendment groups inside the state of Illinois have been in communications with Attorney General Bondi's office, and according to the article, the Attorney General's office appears to be quite interested in looking into this further. According to a statement by Illinois Rifle Association's Ed Sullivan, he claims to have been in communication with the Department of Justice and was quoted as saying, "I think it's timely that Attorney General Bondi would want to come to talk to us. She should tackle kind of the most onerous states in the nation when it comes to anti-gun laws, and so we certainly welcome anything that they would want to do to kind of look at this process." And if ever there was a state and a process to look at, it would be the state of Illinois. And I know in Attorney General Bondi's memorandum, she's talked about how there were several states that seemed to be extreme perpetrators of violating Second Amendment rights. Illinois would be absolutely positively at the top of the list. Now, that seems to be really, really good news. Ooh, Department of Justice is getting all worked up. Maybe they're going to come take a look at Illinois gun laws. Illinois, what we got to ask ourselves is this question: what can she actually do about it, right? Okay, so we're going to break that down for you here, because there are some things that she can do. Are any of them going to provide you immediate relief? No, there is no such thing as immediate relief usually when it comes to law, unless, of course, you're a district court judge granting injunctions against the president. But here's the three things that the Department of Justice could do, and the likelihood that they might occur. Number one, they could file suit against the state of Illinois. That's right, they could bring a lawsuit against the state of Illinois for violation of their citizens' constitutional rights. Now, what's the likelihood of that? Right now, incredibly remote. Now, if you see the Department of Justice come in and then announce that they are conducting investigations, and if those investigations appear to be more than just cursory overviews, then yeah, now you're looking at a situation where the feds are setting up a potential lawsuit by conducting an investigation. But until we get any kind of word about that, that I think right now is a pipe dream. They could move to intervene in other suits. The state of Illinois right now has so many lawsuits challenging the FOID card, challenging the assault weapon ban, challenging the magazine ban, challenging all the shenanigans that are going on in the state of Illinois, that yeah, the United States government could move to intervene as amicus or something like that and actually participate in the litigation on behalf of the plaintiffs and against the state of Illinois. Now, that is an easier thing to do so long as the Department of Justice has the resources to do that. The third thing, and unfortunately the most likely, is you can let it all play out and then jump in later. What do I mean by that? Well, we know that whenever Illinois gun laws are challenged, the way it works is the trial court will always find them unconstitutional, because they are, and enjoin them. The state of Illinois will immediately crap its pants. They will get it up to the Court of Appeals. Eventually, they get it into the Seventh Circuit. And of course, once it gets to the Seventh Circuit, they have never found a gun law that they don't absolutely adore. So you take a look at all the cases that are kicking around, all of these cases right here. We've talked about all of them, and there are many more kicking around in Illinois right now. When these cases come to fruition, that is when the Seventh Circuit eventually gives all of Illinois' gun laws a big thumbs up, then they will be appealed to the United States Supreme Court. And depending on where the Supreme Court is procedurally, with some other issues that we've been talking about recently as well, the United States government could jump in and actually support a petition on behalf of the plaintiffs in the Illinois case, could participate as an amicus party on that. Now, that doesn't take a whole lot of political will to do that. That's not a particularly pricey move for the Department of Justice, and it does let them take that wait-and-see approach, which is very popular with government. What areas should be investigated? Well, I think Illinois' assault weapon ban certainly should be investigated, not only in what they did, but how they did it. And let us also remember that Illinois' assault weapon ban was not only a ban on the most common long gun known to ban, but also came with it an unlawful firearm registry, which is in clear violation of federal law. So that certainly is an area to take a look at. But if ever there was one area to take a look at, it's the FOID card. Because the FOID card is now being reinvented in many, many states, including right now currently in the state of Washington, the state of Oregon. We're seeing this pop up in other states as well. And what this essentially is it's a permission slip that you must obtain from government before you can then go exercise a constitutional right. And why some of these may seem innocuous, the people who might be a little ambivalent on the gun control issue right now, understand that every year that legislature can just tighten that law up, add a few more hoops to jump through, add a few more hundreds of dollars in expenses, and next thing you know, you wake up and you're like California, where it's 18 months and thousands and thousands of dollars later before you can actually carry a firearm or get a firearm. So Illinois, I know you guys are always looking for good news, and I love to actually give it to you. Is this good news? Well, it's not bad news. Is this anything that we're going to hang our hat on right now? No, I don't think it's anything we should hang our hat on right now. But could this have the potential to see federal intervention in relation to some of your constitutional rights that have been absolutely positively stripped from you by your state government? There is that possibility. Okay, listen, we're going to go ahead and link up Greg Bishop's article down below. Make sure you follow him and everyone else on the Center Square. They do fantastic work over there. If you got any questions about this or anything else related to what's left of our Second Amendment rights, and in Illinois, you know by now that ain't much. You should know how to get a hold of Washington gun law by now, but if you don't, that's okay. That information's down there in the description box. If you got an idea for a video we should be doing, you click on that link right there and you tell us all about it. If you want to subscribe to the monthly newsletter, the ability to do that's down there in the description box. And then finally, and most importantly, America, let's remember that part of being the lawful and responsible gun owner, like we talk about all the time here, is to know what the law is in every situation and how it applies to you in any instance that you may find yourself. Until next time, thanks for watching. Stay safe.